We're back, guys, after a little hiatus, a little copyright YouTube hiatus. We are back finally, and we're back with a Christmas special as well. And we're going to be discussing, which is one of my probably favourite Christmas movies of all time. So yeah, definitely up there, and it's become like a tradition in my family that we watch this every year. And it still gets a good couple chuckles out of me, this one, even though I've seen it probably like 50 times. But yeah, we're going to be discussing National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and I think this is the first time you've seen it, right, Tommy?
Yeah, first time watching a National Lampoon movie at all, which I will get into. I was really happy when you chose this movie for the Christmas episode. Merry Christmas, everyone, by the way. Because, as I said, I've never seen a National Lampoon movie, not that I remember. And I've always heard this name, National Lampoon, and I didn't know, like, as I'm not American, as you can probably tell by my accent, but I just didn't know what it meant. So this was like a perfect opportunity for me to do some research and finally get to the bottom of this, and it was very enjoyable. So thank you, Tyler, for the recommendation.
I've also not seen, I don't think I've seen any of the other like National Lampoon films. Like they're kind of, I don't know how I think like Animal House is probably like the most famous one.
That's something that I figured out by doing this research. And I think we should start with what the National Lampoon movies are and how they originated, because I thought like reading about it was really interesting and something that I did not know at all. So National Lampoon was a humor magazine, I guess, in the 70s and 80s and part of the 90s in America. And it was a very successful magazine, so much so that the magazine itself spawned all these films and radio productions and live theater and recordings, print products, in books, you name it. Like this was like a huge cultural phenomenon for a very long time in America. And many members of the creative staff of the magazine went on to contribute creatively to all these different media types that they did at the time. And the idea was to parody real life and do kind of like surrealist content and cartoons. And there's a cartoon in this. The movie starts with a cartoon, which was really surprising to me.
Yeah. So like seemingly out of place, but it's very charming, like Christmas opening.
And something really interesting that I figured out. Well, yeah, as you mentioned, Animal House, Jim Belushi movie, iconic movie. And
have you seen Animal House?
Yeah, I've seen Animal House.
You have, yeah.
Which I didn't know was a National Lampoon movie, because the National Lampoon branding did not exist in Italy, where I'm from. So like all the movies in the series have different titles that do not make it clear that they are connected by this branding at all. So like Animal House was just called Animal House, wasn't called, National Lampoon's Animal House like it is in America. So I did see that one, but I never knew about the connection, and I just enjoyed it as a movie. But that was the first one, and then they started with all these Chevy Chase movies, and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation was kind of like the Christmas special of the vacation movies. Maybe I've seen some of them on TV like years ago, but not enough to like. And this one, like with the Christmas Vacation, is like the third one with Chevy Chase. Like how many did they do with him?
Yeah, he did quite a few. Like I know, like there's a European Vacation one that he's in, and there's one that's just called Vacation that he's in. Also, I think
there's an Ed
I think he was in
reboot or remake.
Yes, that's like in the like mid sort of 2000s, isn't it?
And he is Russell, so like he's the son of Chevy Chase.
Oh right, okay. I've never seen that one. So he plays the like Johnny Galecki's character, basically.
Yeah, like and that movie is just called Vacation because I guess the National Lampoon branding is not a thing anymore, even in America. So like, Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird film because it's like I think it's very well regarded. Like I'm talking about Christmas Vacation here as like as a Christmas classic, but like especially like if whenever I had conversations with my friends and we talk about like favorite Christmas movies, nobody ever mentions this film, and like I don't think it's like super well known. Like maybe just in England and maybe it's way bigger in America, but like I think the people who know about it like tend to love it. But it's like it's a bit of a maybe like an underrated Christmas gem. This one, I'd say.
Not as widespread. I'm pretty sure, like, for me, when I think about American Christmas movies that you would watch around Christmas time, it's always Home Alone, Home Alone 2, the Eddie Murphy movie Trading Places. I'm not sure as how popular it is here where I'm from, so it's interesting.
Home Alone's a good segue actually here because, and this sort of leads me into like speaking about like the amount of talent that's like involved in Christmas Vacation, like on screen and off screen, because we have John Hughes, who's the writer for both Home Alone movies. Did Breakfast Club, like very well regarded director and
It's
screenwriter.
great.
He's he wrote Christmas Vacation, and I think that's probably
You can
you,
tell
you see a lot.
some of the
You can
same
tell, yeah,
sensibilities are
yeah.
there.
Yeah, like I was watching Home Alone 2 the other day, and it's like they're so heavy on the visual gags, and it's like really really well done, like good funny stuff, and like a lot of slapstick humor, and that's all very like laden in Christmas Vacation too, and it works really well. And then so you got John Hughes writing the script, you have Angelo Badalamenti doing the score for this film, who's
Nail the
famous
pronunciation
from.
of that one, brother.
Thank you, thank you.
Who's retarded now? Yeah.
He's obviously very famous for working on all of David Lynch's movies,
Yeah.
and like just the fact that he's involved in this, and I think not just the score but the soundtrack for Christmas Vacation is really good. There's like a couple of like Christmas songs that I was just like discovered within this movie.
Yeah.
It's like the Hawaiian one, that one that plays when he's like watching the model like jump into the pool in
Oh,
that
yeah,
like
of
weird
course.
dream sequence.
She was
Which
so
is such a
insanely gorgeous, by the way. Like, I was distracted. Like, I was like,
I
who's
think
this lady?
I think that's the point.
But I was like, who's this? Because she's not a very famous actress, right? Like, and,
she's a supermodel.
yeah, and that scene was like so out of place. Just like, just
No.
Chevy Chase being like drooling over this young lady when he's married with children, and I was like, who is this? Like, I mean, I understand him, like, because she was so distractingly beautiful in it, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's like hallucinating her on a pool. Yeah, it was insane, crazy stuff.
It's
Yeah.
just showing you the man's dreams. He wants a pool for the family and the kids, and this supermodel chick that works in the department store as his side piece.
And who's the actress who plays the wife? Because she was also beautiful in a very different way, and I can't place her like as an actress. Like, if I've seen her before, I think I did, but like maybe I don't know which movie. Maybe.
She's great in the film as well,
Yeah,
and
she's the heart of
yeah,
it.
like going through like the on-screen talent. You obviously have Chevy Chase, who's absolutely hilarious in this, and typically is very funny in everything he's in. And then like I'm sure maybe you were surprised to see like the two kids of the family who like then grow up to be very famous. You got Juliette Lewis and Johnny Galecki, so you
That's
got the
who
guy.
they are. Okay. Yeah, of course. I was like, oh my God, who is this lady? Why do I know her?
She is in like God, what's it called? The Woody Harrelson film where they're going Natural Born Killers and
Yeah.
Cape Fear, which
She's in
she
a
did
bunch of
shortly
stuff.
after
Yeah,
this.
yeah. No, she has a very recognizable face.
From Dusk Till Dawn. She's in loads of great movies. And really good actress. And yeah, like and then you've got obviously all the relatives who come over later in the film. And there's so many like famous, recognizable faces in the cast of all the older characters, and then obviously Randy Quaid's
Yeah, he's
like legendary
he's-
cameo in this movie.
it's crazy. Yeah, yeah. No, it's a very cool cast. It's a very simple and charming and fun little Christmas movie. Chevy Chase just wants to have a nice Christmas with his family. He wants to get a tree at the beginning, and I was like, because the Christmas Vacation kind of like naming made me think that the movie would take place with them going on vacation somewhere.
Yeah.
So when the
It'd be like a road trip.
when the
movie
movie
or
starts
something.
with them in the car, I was like, okay, so they're going to like have a vacation somewhere. But no, they're just going to get a tree, the perfect Christmas tree from a forest somewhere in the north. The movie itself is set in Chicago, so I guess north of Chicago. Um, and just the idea of this American family going into a forest to find a tree and just chopping it down, like something that probably can't happen anymore. It was already kind of funny, and everything that
Yeah.
ensued there.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
them,
And it's just there's so many weird creative choices
yeah,
in the film. Like, the film opens in with like a car chase sequence where they get
makes
like
no
stuck
sense.
under stuck under a truck, and it's like
And
no relevance
yeah.
to anything that happens later on. And you think, oh, maybe if they crash their car, they have to we're gonna do a whole thing where they have to walk all the way back home, or
Yeah.
they can't get the tree back. But no, none of it is
No,
of
it's like
any
very
consequence
episodic. Yeah,
whatsoever. Yeah.
this is the car chasing sequence, and when we're done with it, we go back home. We have Julia Louis
Yeah.
Dreyfus and her weird husband being the nosy neighbors who.
Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah, just
Oh shit! Yeah, yeah, of course.
that was another recognizable face that I was surprised you didn't mention earlier.
Yeah, no, I completely forgot. I
Yeah,
completely forgot.
she plays kind of like, she's just the rich neighbor who always get, kind of like something happens in the house and they are on the receiving end of whatever like
Yeah,
madness is
I love the dynamic
Yeah,
between
it's very
Chevy Chase
classic.
and the two neighbors.
Yeah.
Is so
They
funny.
hate
It's
each
just like,
other and they kind of like they
yeah,
interact like once at the beginning, and then for the rest of the movie, like, they're bothered by the lights. They're too bright.
yeah.
They shine into the room, and then they turn them off, so like they are in the dark and they fall down, and it's very slapsticky and like just
And they're so hateable as
yeah.
well. Like the neighbors, like the rich snooty
Yeah,
neighbors.
they're supposed to be kind of like the beautiful couple thinks they're better than everyone else.
Yeah, yeah. Like already in this sort of opening bit, like we said, the beginning of the film starts with the animated sequence, and then they go out and get the Christmas tree and come back and bring it home. And already there's so many quips and visual gags in this opening scenes. Things like where they're like, did you bring a saw to cut that tree down? And it hard cuts to tree on top of the roof of the car with all the roots
How
still
did
on
they
it
do
and
it?
stuff.
How did they fucking just manage to get that tree out of the ground and onto a
There's a
fucking
lot
car?
of there's a lot of magical realism in this movie.
Is that how you would?
like,
Is that how you would describe it? It's.
I think that's what they're going for, yeah. Or
Yeah.
maybe it's the Angelo Badalamenti influence, and it's just some David Lynch surrealism going on.
It's
here.
Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and then we have the National Lampoon movies as representative of the of this kind of storytelling. Okay.
Because they do have a lot of moments like this where you're just like, okay, well, the film just broke the laws of physics, for just randomly in this one scene, when he rubs all that weird lubricant on the dustbin lid and goes flying like a spaceship down this mountain.
Which is something that I wanted to mention about the humor in this movie and all these little weird moments that happen. It's something that I really it was really fun to me because this was one of the very first Chevy Chase movies I've ever experienced. I think Chevy Chase for me.
I know you're a fan of Community, right?
Exactly. So Chevy Chase for me is mostly just Pierce from Community. And I love Community and it's one of my favorite shows. And I love Pierce. And I mean, I love to hate Pierce. And I don't.
He was one of the best characters in the show for sure. He was so
great in it. He's so hateable and also sometimes very sporadically very lovable also. And I don't know if the character of Pierce went through a lot of changes. Well, the whole show did, and that's because there was a lot of drama behind the scenes. Dan Harmon, who's the showrunner for Community, didn't get along with Chevy Chase at all. And one of the reasons for that is that Chase did not get the humor of Community, right? Community is a
Yeah.
very like kind of like a meta show. It's like very off kilter. Every episode is kind of like its own thing, especially in the later seasons. So like it's something that maybe Chevy Chase did not really vibe with, I guess. And he constantly criticized the scripts and thought Harmon was like this talentless hack, and they kept fighting on set. It was a very bad situation, so much so that at some point he just left the show.
Yeah, yeah.
And now I love Community, and I think it's a brilliantly written show, and I think the script is actually one of its strongest suits. But I love to think that Chevy Chase considered the type of humor in Community to be below him, right? Like he was better than that. Like he was the biggest name on the cast at the time. Now we have like Childish Gambino, Alison Brie, so like it's not so much so these days. But at the time, he was still like a huge star who could kind of act like the diva and be like, "This show sucks. I'm better than it. Like I'm above it." So it was really curious to watch this movie because the National Lampoon movies, I guess, they're very representative of Chevy Chase's career, like as a comedic
Yeah, I
actor.
think when I was doing some research, he did a lot of ad-libbing and improvisation, and I think he had a lot of hand in
Yeah,
like
he's
the
remembered
comedy
for these
on set
movies.
for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
And what do we have here? We have him falling from ladders, getting electrocuted, sledding super fast down a hill, which is something that you mentioned earlier. Road rage, the stunt that we mentioned where he goes under the truck for no reason, running away from a squirrel, being terrorized by a squirrel, by the way, exploding a cat. So community humor was below him, but
This is highbrow stuff, Tommy.
this I was expecting it to be a little bit more refined, because this is just like it's fun, but it's also very childish. Like many
Yeah.
moments, I don't know, like it's fine. It was perfect for the movie that it was, but I can see some of that humor and some of that mannerism kind of like carry over in his performance in Community. Like
Yeah.
Pierce would often fall down or hurt himself in some way, which was something that not other characters were not really doing that much.
Yeah.
So like I think that's his the stylistic kind of like is that's all he does. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying that's clearly the wheelhouse is most comfortable in. And
Yeah. It's not subtle whatsoever. But there is, but like like I said, it's not you got all the visual gags as well. So there's the comedy and the filmmaking techniques. There's a lot of that too. There's a lot of overtly slapstick stuff. But then there's a lot of like really good lines as well. Like it's there's kind of similar to like what I was saying about like Home Alone 2 and Home Alone 1. Like they have a lot of like really silly, over the top slapstick stuff that's like maybe a bit like childish humor, but then they have some like real great lines with like good setups and stuff. So there is some good some sort of like well written comedy happening here too.
I agree.
But
And also like something that I really want to praise this movie for, and I guess it's not much of a praise when it comes from an era in Hollywood where that was more of like the norm. But like it is a comedy and it is funny, but when it needs to be just sweet and charming and just like having people being nice to each other because it's a Christmas movie, it doesn't feel the need to always have like a joke or like a very
yeah,
over the top moment. It can just sit in what makes the movie like nice. Like there's this very sweet scene towards the beginning of the movie where Chevy Chase is talking to his wife in bed and like saying how much he cares about Christmas and how much he wants to celebrate a nice Christmas in his house. And the only gag in the whole scene, like the conversation is very earnest and real, but like the only gag is that he's like leafing through a magazine, but like he just put the Christmas tree in the house, like the real tree, and so there's all this sap on his on his hands, so like he keeps getting like like he keeps getting stuck to the pages, and then he gets stuck to the air of the of or over.
It's great stuff. It's great stuff.
It's just a very simple scene. Nothing like you don't have to say anything. You understand the gag right away, and you are in the moment with the characters, kind of like getting to know them and what they want.
No, I absolutely agree with you. The film still has like heart to it and has a genuine sort of message, and they're not afraid to stop a comedic scene and actually have like heartfelt moments between the characters. Like, you have again later on the story, like Eddie's daughter, the one who got like kicked by a donkey or something. She has
She
that
got
like very
cross-eyed.
heartfelt. That's it. She has a very heartfelt conversation with Clark, sort of like looking out the window after he's had that dream sequence about the swimming pool, and he's talking about how he wants to. Then he decides, these guys don't actually get any presents from their dads, the mum and dads, so he wants to like give them a special Christmas, and it's like it's a very like heartwarming moment between those two characters as well. So it's got a lot of that for sure. Like it balances the tone of that really well.
Yeah.
Like, what was probably one of your like favorite, like, or probably like funniest moments in the movie?
I mean, the scene where he's hallucinating the pool, and like at first it's just his family and it's very sweet, but then he starts seeing this model basically just like stripping and getting into the pool, and then the
And I love, I love the shot when it cuts back to him, and as she's undressing, she like flicks her swimwear costume, and it actually like hits the window. Still, it's like,
that's
see, I told you,
that's the
it's
magical
realism, baby.
It's incredible. And then he gets interrupted. I don't know. He was probably gonna, I don't know what he was gonna do, but like fortunately, he gets interrupted by the little girl, and he has that very charming little conversation with her. So it balances out the weirdness of certain moments with very sweet and earnest moments as well. So yeah, that one was pretty funny and pretty cool. Generally, just the ending, like the uncle goes to kidnap Chevy Chase's boss because he's not giving them a bonus as he hoped, but he's giving them like a what was it?
It's like a voucher for some
yeah.
shitty place.
And he kidnaps him and he
The
brings him to the
jelly,
house.
it's like the jelly company or something. It's like a voucher for jelly.
Yeah, like he
Yeah.
had put like Chevy Chase, classic fucking American dad, like Homer Simpson type of move where he puts down a deposit for money that he doesn't have to get a pool for his family, and then of course as soon as he realizes that he's not getting that money, he panics and like Christmas is ruined. But then the uncle that you learn to loathe for the rest of the film because he's such a like this weird guy who lives in a fucking RV, and with no job, and is trying to get money off Chevy Chase, and like just but like it's not over the top. It's really funny. And then he gets the boss. He kidnaps the boss and he brings him to the house. And then we have this sequence where the police comes and they crash through all the windows.
Yeah, it's like full on SWAT team.
For
like,
no
breaks
fucking
into the
reason.
house. Yeah.
And the guy is like, "Oh, don't worry, I'm not pressing charges. I understood. Like I know
I
that
get the meaning of Christmas now.
I was wrong in not giving this guy a bonus, and now I learned my error, the error of my ways, and I'm better off it."
Yeah. The boss comes around, he has like a bit of a Scrooge moment, and you have like Cousin Eddie like comes through in the end, and you're like, oh, actually Cousin Eddie's, or like Uncle Eddie's not that bad,
Yeah. And then you have the guy who lights up the cigar and burns the tree.
Those two who like they're like the great grandparents.
Yeah,
I
they
think,
come
who
out very late into the game.
very late in the movie, and they
They
God,
steal
they
the
must
show.
be they must be in the in this film they must be in their like 90s or even 100 years old. Like they are so old,
I
but
think
goddamn, they
the
are
lady,
so fucking funny.
I think the lady was, but I'm pretty sure like the guy was like playing old, like he wasn't that old.
I've seen him in like Mousetrap, the film that
Yeah.
had like Lee Evans and somebody else in it. I've seen him in a couple of other things, and like I think he is pretty damn old, but not like on the level of her. Like she was the voice for Betty Boop, I think.
Oh, there you go.
That old actress.
That's why she sounded familiar. But because there's a few moments where he has to kind of like leap around, and it's clearly him. It's not a stunt double. So I was like, he's playing like a 90-year-old, but he's probably just 65 maybe.
Right, yeah. But yeah, like you said, they like like almost steal the show when they come into it, and they're only in it for like probably 10-15 minutes at the end of the film, but it's goddamn, yeah, they're so funny.
Oh,
Like when she's they like ask her to, because she's the oldest at the table, they ask her to say grace, and then she starts like pledging allegiance to the flag. And like when she's asking like what? And her husband's just like, the blessing. And he's like, dude, like, they're just so weird in the way they talked.
like the whole sequence at the table was fucking hysterical. Like when Chevy Chase is about to cut the turkey and he's thanking the wife, like the other lady who apparently made the turkey, but like, and they have this very funny like visual gag of like this practical effect of the turkey kind of like opening up, and inside there's like basically nothing because it was too
it's like
dry.
A skeleton.
The
yeah.
skeleton.
Yeah.
Like this smoke coming out of it, and even little moments like that in a movie that you're watching, like an old movie, like charmed by it because you know that if the same scene was made today, it would be done with CGI. And I'm not
Yeah.
demonizing CGI and saying that CGI is bad and it's always gonna be bad, but like, there's a charm to a practical effect like that. It makes it funnier to me for some reason.
For sure,
like,
man, for sure. Yeah,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
We are lovers of the practical effects, as we probably
just
reiterated across many of our reviews.
Even just the fact that the movie itself, it's shot on film, clearly, of course. There was no other technology at the time, and it's so pretty. Like it's a dumb comedy, but it's so pretty.
I mean, yeah. I was gonna mention it's a beautiful looking movie, and I mean it was like it's a high budget film as well. 27 million, I think, is a reported budget. So for back then,
it's huge.
I think that's like a few million less than like Ghostbusters, for instance. So. And it I think it made double its money back at the cinemas as well. So, but yeah, it looks fantastic. This film, like, it has that like timeless quality to it.
Yeah, kind of like Home Alone too. Like the gleaming quality. I don't know, like when all the lights are on, it's very Christmassy. I don't know, like it feels like Christmas.
Yeah.
So yeah,
for sure. It's and it still holds up today. Even when you're watching it. So. But just I suppose a couple other like things like I don't know whether you noticed, because it's quite a small moment in the film, but like there's a scene when Clark is like showing Eddie sort of around the house, and they're drinking like eggnog, and he's wearing that like turtleneck clip-on thing. It's like a clip-on turtleneck that he's
like
wearing.
Cousin Eddie is wearing that.
Yeah, so he's got like a white jumper on, and then there's like this black turtleneck clip on that's clearly like you can see the outline of like it's like a mini scarf underneath his sweater, and it's like the most bizarre thing.
Oh man, I did not notice. I was too focused on those ugly ass fucking eggnog glasses that they were drinking.
I'm so glad you mentioned it. So we have 2 of these at our house.
Oh, really? Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Like my mum bought them for my dad years and years ago for Christmas, and I think that they're like the official memorabilia. That like they were ordered from Canada or something.
Those are the ones that they were drinking from, man. Like, have you never watched them? Because does it feel like drinking from a reindeer's mouth?
We always get those out at Christmas. So yeah, they like whenever I see them, it gives me a big smile.
Nice. They're ugly as sin, but I would want one for sure. They also look like so uncomfortable to drink from for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, they're not practical, like a lot of things that happen in this film, but but goddamn are they funny.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite bits, because it's so relatable and so funny, and it's probably one of the more like subtle moments of comedy in the film, like when the initial set of grandparents from either side of the family all show up at the house, and they're all being greeted at the door.
Yeah.
And there's this like crazy like kinetic energy to the cinematography. It's like lots of fast cuts between them and like whispering voices, and all the old people are like,
it was giving me anxiety.
Yeah, I got a bunion on my foot, and it's like all these, and it's just like, yeah, no, I've heard that before.
Yeah.
And just like the unease like that everybody's feeling, and like the two,
one of
like,
the ladies like, I've got
got
hemorrhoids. Can you believe it? Or something like that.
You know, I'll give you a whole quarter to scratch my back.
Oh, a whole quarter.
They say to the whole something. It's like a whole quarter.
I mean, it was very little money even back then.
No, I loved that moment, and it's very very relatable and just so funny, and it's like the introduction of a lot of those like older actors that you've probably seen in lots of other things.
Yeah,
and just they're doing their thing.
But yeah, good movie.
Yeah, there's not too much more to say about this one. It's where would you rank it now in amongst your like all-time favorite Christmas movies?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm such an edgy guy. If you asked me what my favorite Christmas movie was, I would probably tell you Die Hard is my favorite Christmas movie.
That doesn't count, brother. That doesn't count.
But like I'm looking at a list of Christmas films right here, and some very good ones are the Home Alone movies, the Nightmare Before Christmas. Is it a horror movie? Is it like a Halloween movie? Is it a Christmas movie? I guess it's both. But it's up there, man. Like I enjoyed it. I mean, it's nothing like, it's so quaint by today's standard. Like it's kind of sad to think that, like, I mean, we make so many Christmas movies every year, and I don't watch most of them, I guess, because I'm not interested. But like most of them are just like repeats of this kind of premise. Like family coming over, and like what's the real value of Christmas? What's the spirit of Christmas? And there's some funny gags in there as well. And I think these older movies, they will always be charming and they will always hold up. Unlike these more modern ones like Red One. Do you know Red One?
I was literally just about to say that. I was like, give me Christmas Vacation all day long, and the same family scenario that over again than Red One as being our like flagship Christmas movies of the year.
That's not a real movie. Like that's just it sounds like one of those fake movies that you would play in front of Tropic Thunder.
Legit.
But yeah, so it's a good film. It's not amazing, but it's charming, it's sweet. There's some very funny gags in there, and it holds up. I really enjoyed watching it, and maybe I will check out the other National Lampoon movies that I'm missing.
Yeah, I love this film. It's have seen it so many times. I'm biased towards how highly I rate this film. It's not my favorite Christmas movie, but it's in my top 5 easily. And I'd give it like a solid, like 8 out of 10, probably for me.
Hear that, Alien Earth? That's what you need to do to please good Tyler.
We love to go back and shit on Alien Earth every time we speak about something else.
I mean, we hated it so much. It's just funny. But yeah,
if Alien Earth had more like people sledding down hills on lubricated bin lids, then hey, maybe you might have got an extra couple of points.
That's the secret sauce. Yeah, it's missing from it. Oh man, it's a shame.
Yeah, what would you give it?
Man, it's a solid 6.5. Yeah, it's an enjoyable movie.
Yeah, fair.
I don't have that nostalgia that you have, but it's definitely a pleasant time. It's not too long.
Yeah.
It flies by, and it's always consistently funny. So yeah, it's a good movie. Recommend.
It's an underrated Christmas classic, and it's maybe a bit forgotten by like generations now. So yeah, definitely well worth a watch.
Yep, watch it now.
And Merry Christmas, guys.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, and welcome to the cult. See you next year.
You never know. Or we'll have another copyright strike by the time this video comes out. You'll never see us again.
Yeah, we know. That's life.
Dinner was full.